Hi everyone, we are doing chapter 12. This is going to be a little different from other chapters. There's no handwritten notes for this chapter, it's just straight up plugging stuff into the calculator. So we're just going to run through about four of the problems from the chapter 12 homework, maybe five, we'll see. And then hopefully you'll be able to take care of it. So we're talking about best lines of best fit here. All right, so a line of best fit, basically you are going to plot these points and you're going to try to figure out the best line that goes through those points. All right. When a line goes through these points, this data, you're going to come up with what's called a correlation coefficient. Okay. So a correlation coefficient is basically a measure of how close it is to an actual line. All right. So if r is really close to -1, that means it's really close to a line with a negative slope. If r is really close to 1, that means it's really close to a line with a positive slope. If r is anywhere near 0, a line is not what you should have chosen to fit the data, okay? So, let's do this one. So we have a bivariate data set here. So we are going to need to enter these values into our calculator, into our stat edit, all right? So here we go, into stat edit. Now I know how to clear. I found the clear button, so that's good. So we can go up here and I can hit clear, enter, get rid of that list. Up here, go clear, enter. There we go. Now I got to enter those two sets of data in. So let's see, 22, 27, 22, 25. And then 25, 26, 28, 26. I forgot already. 25, 26, 28, 26. And then the last value is 25. Okay, over to L2. We're going to enter these values. So pretend they're ordered pairs, right? X, Y, they're ordered pairs. Like you could graph them. So 76, I forgot already. 61, 69, 71. '70, 67, 59. Then 68, 67. So there we go. I got my 10 values in. These, you have to have the same number of items in each list in order to do what we're going to do next. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go to stat and over to calc. All right. And under calc, we want to do LIN reg right here, LIN reg, which means linear regression. So your calculator is going to calculate a slope and a y-intercept for you that is the best fit for this data. So hit enter on that. X list, yep, L1. Y list, L2. Let's not worry about the other stuff. And we're going to go down here to calculate. Hit enter. And we calculate it. So there's your linear regression. The problem is it doesn't give you the correlation coefficient. It doesn't give you that measure of how close it is to a line. So we have to figure out how to do that. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to my catalog here. If I can find it on this calculator. Where is my catalog? It's down here, Shift 0. So Shift 0 is my catalog. To have the R value listed, you have to go down to something called diagnostic on. So keep hitting your down arrow until you see the entry that says diagnostic on from your catalog. So here we go. Getting close. There you go, diagnostic on right there. Hit enter and hit enter one more time and it's just going to say done. So what that's going to do is it's going to tell your calculator that you want that R value. All right. So then I'm going to go to stat calc again, and I'm going to go to line reg again, and you're going to see that the R value now shows up. Okay, so there's my R value of negative 0.8284. So that's what we'd enter over here. Negative 0.8284. And if I got it wrong, I'm going to go back and check my lists on my calculator right away to see if I probably boogered it up and put a wrong number in. Okay? Okay, so that's number one, and how to use your calculator to find the line of best fit. That's pretty straightforward. Let's take a look at number two. So a regression analysis was performed to determine if there is a relationship between hours of TV watch per day and the number of sit-ups a person can do. So there you have your results. So a negative 1.31 is the slope. The y-intercept is 33.634. So I want to use this to predict the number of sit-ups a person who watches 4.5 hours of TV can do. And you want to round to the nearest whole number. We're going to assume they get that last sit-up done. Right? Okay, so here we go. 4.5 hours. So I go to my calculator now, and I'm just going to calculate it, right? Negative 1.31 is my slope, according to this thing right there. There's my slope, times my, right, mx plus b, everybody. It's just mx plus b. So times 4.5, and then plus 33.634. 33.634. So I just plug it into the mx plus b, enter, and I got 27.739 sit-ups. So we're going to give that person the 28th sit-up. And there we go. All right, so that's how number two works. They give you the regression equation. Just throw in the 4.5 and you're good to go. 3 looks like it's like the same exact problem. All right, so y'all can handle that. All right, 4. So this one you may have to have a little bit of perseverance on, because MyOpenMath sometimes doesn't like exactly where you put stuff. But what we are going to do is we are going to put these points out here. So here we go. I'm going to choose my dot, and I'm going to put these points. So 14, 12. So 14, 12 is right there. Okay, then 20 and 16 is, oh, that's on the crosshairs. That's nice. I like when that happens. 21, 19, that's up like right here, right? And then 22, 18 is about right there. And then 23, 19 again, about right there. And then 27, 22, about right there. And then 28, 25, maybe about right there. And then 30, 29, maybe about right there. Okay? So there's my points. Now what I want to do is I want to draw a line through them. All right? So now I'm going to choose my line tool right here. And I'm going to try to draw a line through these. So it's going to look like this, like half of them above the line, half of them below the line. MyOpenMath is going to give you a little bit of leeway on this. But listen, if you do it 50 times, and you do it a few times and MyOpenMath still not giving it to you, let me know, because I can override your score. All right, now I'm going to use the line above to predict the value of the second quiz score if a student had received an 11 on the first. So here's 11, right? Right here. So it looks like they're going to receive about a 7 on the second quiz, right? All right, so that's what I'm going to put here is a 7. Let's see what happens. Hey, I got it right. Okay, so, don't go back and if it had an 11 here, don't go back and choose that. Actually read it off the line because it could be different. All right, like I said, if you don't get full credit, you might get like 0.93 out of 1 points because MyOpenMath doesn't like where you drew the line. Just reach out and let me know, okay? Ask me a question from that question and we can take care of it. All right, so that was fun. Moving on. So, statistics students, what are we doing? Oh, we are doing just regression analysis on all 3 of these now. All right, let's do one of these 3. Let's do 6. The table below shows the number of state-registered automatic weapons and the murder rate for several northwestern states. X is thousands of automatic weapons and Y is murders per 100,000 residents. So I want to determine the regression equation in Y equals AX plus B form and write it below. So I got to go to my calculator and I got to put those in, right? We got to put those in. So I go to Stat, Edit. Let's clear this business out. So clear, enter. Let's clear this one out. Clear, enter. And now I got to put these values in, right? What if I do this? And then we can put them side by side and I don't have to flip back and forth, right? Hopefully oh my goodness. All right, so here we go. So 11.4, 8.4, 6.7, 3.7. I still can't see all of them. Oh, we're crying in the bucket. So 2.8, 2.5, 2.3, 0.7. Are there any more? That's it. Okay, good. Then second list, 13.5, 11.5, 9.8, 7.2, 6.4, 5.9, 6, 4.4. Okay, so determine the regression equation in Y equals AX plus B form. So here we go. I go Stat, Calc, Line Reg. Yep, list 1 is X is L1, Y is L2. Let her rip. Here we go. So there's going to be my equation, right? The 0.864, where are we rounding to? 2 decimal places, so 0.86x plus 3.93. You actually have to put the Y equals. What was it again? 3.93? 3.93. Okay, so there we go. We have our regression equation in. How many murders per 100,000 residents can be expected in a state with 8.2 thousand automatic weapons? So I just put 8.2 in for X. So I'm going to go 0.86 times 8.2 plus 3.93. Enter. I got 10.982. All right, and then the last one, you're just going to put 9.1 in. Beautiful thing about the calculator is you can now go back and highlight that, and then you can just change the 8.2 to 9.1. You got 11.756. All right, everyone, so that is chapter 12 in a nutshell. Only 7 problems, the last chapter of the class. Enjoy it.